service. You've taken up the king's shilling, you've got a profession. As civilians, most of you would be unemployed. In 1781, the industrial changes and agricultural changes are in revolution. Everything's changing. The way people work, the way people live. They want big profits. So working men are at a premium. Many men are unemployed. When you're unemployed in my day, you starve, your family starve. Someone else offers you the chance of regular work. They offer you a king's shilling, worth about £5. Equivalent, buys a lot of stuff in those days. So you join the army and you've got a lifestyle, you've got status. No status! Infantry, red coats. Why are you called red coats? Because you wear red coats. Your uniforms are bright red, scarlet, like this man's. If you're an artilleryman, you are the elite in the British Army. Royal blue, status, good. Red coats, low status, 10 a penny, cannon fodder. You gentlemen, pay attention, you're going to fall in 3 ranks. Hence, 1, 2, 3, happy volunteers. Smile! Ladies, your teeth, you should be proud. You will fall in with these gentlemen to your right. You know left from right. Baffled looking men here. You just stick an arrow on the floor. Stand on this side, choose your man, line up to his left. He will be to your right, all well and good. Stand on that side, we have to shoot you on the spot. It's a good way to learn left from right, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, it is. Here recruits, 3 ranks, fall in. You, sir, how old are you, sir?
Oh my God. They ran.
In the 18th century, these men are on the work class. They're certainly in the country and they are promised 8p a day. It is a lot of money. It's a good wage. You, sir, how old are you? You're big enough, you can line up. You can line up as well. Last chance, 8p a day. You, sir, stand up. Yes, you, sir, on the chair, sir. How old are you? How old are you?
How old are you? He's going to check
You don't have to, it's a bit of fun. You only get 4p a day. He's going to become a drummer. If a lad is not old enough, but he's big enough, he's not big enough to carry a musket, he can join at 15, 16. But if he's not big enough, he becomes a drummer. He's on half wage. He does all the marching with the men because he's marching and banging the drum all the while. Ba-da-dum-dum-dum, ba-da-dum-dum-dum, ba-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. That is the rate at which you march, 4 beats a second. Is that clear? Not clear because you haven't had full instructions, have you? You're new recruits. You are promised 8p a day. The drummer boys are the apprentice, they're on half wage. Women are in the military service. Officially, 6 wives per 100 could be allowed into the garrison. You can bring your family into the garrison, good or bad. It's good if you can get in, because your wife, if she's on the books, living in that barracks building, the soldiers live in the barracks rooms, overcrowded, dirty, filthy, no running water, no toilet facilities inside. If you've got no running water and very little soap, you don't bath, do you? Because if you had enough water, you can't heat it up. There's no provision for bathing for you soldiers. As a result, in the old days, you men smell really, really bad. Your hands and your faces are clean, but your bodies stink. It's nice to see some of these modern men maintaining this great tradition. I don't know where it is, it's in this general area. Women and children couldn't wash either. You couldn't have the soap, you couldn't afford soap, so women and children smell. Because your bodies are not being washed, they attract vermin. Lice and fleas were common. As civilians, you can't afford soap, so you're used to itching. Your bodies are bitten. Worst of all is scabies mite. It burrows under your skin. It's an irritant. Everybody's got scabies in the old days. Why haven't you got scabies in the 21st century? And indeed the last century. Like the lady said, you wash. Got washing machines. Heating up the water. Killing the scabies mites and the eggs. Scabies do not like cleanliness. You've got detergents. You wash your clothes. The detergents are in your clothes. The scabies hate that. They like filth and squalor. These men are filth and squalor. And you are, ladies, if you're in this garrison. You are not paid a wage. You're given a half ration. Obviously, you have to pay deductions for your rations and your accommodation. Your ration is £1 of meat and £1 loaf of bread per man per day. You're divided into 3 shifts. It's 3 ranks. Some of you work in the morning, some of you work across midday, 3 shifts. 24 hours defence of the castle. Good idea? Yes. Brilliant idea. It works. So your wives, according to your shift, they cook your meals. They look after you when you're sick. They nursemaid you. Basically, it's what you ladies do anyway. But if you are living in this barracks, you're a wife of a soldier, you don't get paid, but you get a half ration. You get food for nothing. You get accommodation for nothing. These men get clothing. They get a uniform. What colour's their uniform? Red. Red. They're red coats. They're given equipment, like my own, very similar. Everything you've got has to be paid for. Board and lodgings, 6pence a day out of your 8pence a day. Stock before you are paid. Uniform, hire purchase. Equipment, hire purchase. They give you a musket. They give you the firearm. I will demonstrate that about 1:30 today. They give you the firearms and you pay a contribution towards the gunpowder because they let you practice with live ammunition. You pay a contribution towards the maintenance oils for your weapon and the cleaning rag. It's got to be looked after, but you get that for free. Everything else you wear and everything else you have to pay for. So instead of getting your 8pence a day, you end up with 4pence a month, 1 penny a week. Horrible, isn't it? But you've got now a regular job. You've got status. You're no longer unemployed and starving. You've got 4 rations served in the building with the clock. That building with the clock is your canteen. Have a look. Used to be 1/3 larger up to the Second World War. That clock used to be dead centre. That's where your good lady wives boil down your meat ration. They know how many men are in each shift. 2, 4, 6, 7. Obviously there's a lot more, up to 300 men in that building in the old days. So they know that amount of meat goes in, it's boiled for 2 hours and it's cooked because it's salt cured meat. Anyone here ever had salt cured meat? You take an animal, it's either a pig or a cow, beef or pork. If you don't like beef or pork, tough. That is what you will get for the rest of your military life. You kill an animal, a pig or a cow, you chop it into pieces, put them in the barrel, the pieces, and you fill the barrel up with salt and you seal it. No less than 2 years, that meat is salt cured. It can be stored for up to 10 years. So what you've got is very salty, rubbery meat. If you try to eat it raw, it wouldn't be very good for you. You'd break your teeth and it would turn your stomach inside out if you swallowed it. It's boiled for 2 hours by your good lady wives, and it's so overcooked the meat fibres fall off the bone and the gristle. They put the hooves and the eyeballs and the rest of it in. But it's boiled down and rendered. Bone marrow comes out, all the fats melt. You end up with a gloopy substance like wallpaper paste. And you are happy. Because as civilians, you could not afford a meat-based diet. So nutritionally, you are better off in the army. And obviously, they give you vegetables. Do you like vegetables? No, it's tough. Because the vegetables go in with your meat and they are boiled down with the meat for 2 hours. What happens when you boil your vegetables for 2 hours, ladies? You end up with mush, you end up with slop. These men have a bowl of slop each day and they are happy, mopping it up with their bread, washing it down with light beer, non-alcoholic. You don't drink water, why? Typhoid, all sorts of stuff going on in water. Diarrhea, bloody flux they call it when it's severe. Don't need to tell you what happens. Vomiting and diarrhea carried by water, typhoid, all sorts of diseases. So you don't drink water. You have distilled beer, light beer, very little alcohol content, but it's safe to drink. And that is your life day in, day out. It will never vary. Women are on a half ration. Young boys, he's on half ration if he's a drummer. Any other children on a quarter ration. So join the army, bring in your family, they're no longer starving, they've got somewhere to live, they've got something to do. It's not too bad in the army, it's better than being a civilian and starving and begging for a living. They don't look very happy about being in the army, do they? Technically, you'll live longer as a soldier. You work an 8-hour day, you spend a few hours cleaning up your kit, maintaining your uniform. Soldiers' wives can earn a bonus, because you can all knit and sew, can't you, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes? Very good if you can. Because these uniforms and socks wear out quickly. With all the marching drill these men do, they're going to march 50 times around this parade area this afternoon, carrying out different actions. Their socks wear out. A soldier's wife in 2 weeks can knit a pair of army socks and sew the bits together. In 2 weeks, therefore, she can earn well over 1 6, which is 7.5 pence in modern money. These men earn 4 pence a month, 2 pence in modern money. So a soldier's wife is a valuable asset, isn't she? She can knit and sew, she will earn far more than a soldier. She doesn't have to fight. She can earn money, but she's got to look after the sick men and she's got to do the cooking and cleaning. That's part of the deal. So as being a soldier's wife is not too bad. Potentially, you're going to be better off as a result of being married. You can't marry without permission. Not every soldier could bring their wives in there. Officially 6 wives per 100 men. On average 300 men in that building. With a little bribery. Have you heard of bribery? I'm sure you haven't. You can end up, instead of with 18 families in there, up to 40 families in there. You can save up a bit of money. You can bribe the individuals and get on the books. You can end up with your women in there and you are better off as a married man. When you moan about being married, gentlemen, think on that. In the old days, it was an asset to have a good wife who could knit and sew and who could cook. Military drill. Let's do a bit of training. Are you happy to be in the army, sirs? Yeah. From now on, you will address me according to my status. As Master Gunner, I'm a non-commissioned officer. You do not call me sir, you call me sergeant. What do you call me? Sergeant. Very good. As you are standing, you are slightly unevenly dispersed among your ranks. Pay attention. We're going to dress the ranks in the following manner. My order will be, company to your right, dress. When you hear that order shouted from me next, your right hand turns into a fist. It extends and touches the gentleman to your right, if there is one. Be very careful. Thump him and he'll thump you back and start fighting, I'll have you flogged. You step out of line today, upset me, in the 18th century I can have you flogged. Minimum 12 lashes. Cat of 9 tails across your bare back. It is brutal. It's like misdemeanors. In the summertime we get open-toe sandals. No good for marching. 12 lashes. Stand there with your hands in your pockets. 12 lashes, yes. Simple. Vicious, but effective. And as you touch the gentleman to your right gently, your arm should be fully extended and straight. If it is bent, adjust your position to the left, dress to your right. If there is a gap, dress to your right with your arm straight and all is well. It is simple drill, new recruits. I'm understanding simple drill.
Yes, Sergeant.
Very good. New recruits, to your right, press. Very nice, very nice. Good. Right, back at ease, chins up, shoulders back, look intelligent and await further orders. Give him a round of applause. Do they look like military men?
No.
They will do.
They will do, yes, you've got it. Good lady. Somewhat casually dressed. Anyone think they was on holiday or something? We shall see if you can stand straight. New recruits, attention! Chins up, shoulders back, bellies in. I said bellies in. Not easy, is it? With the food served in the 18th century, each man would get approximately 600 to 800 calories a day to keep him alive for 24 hours. How many men who you see here are on 600 calories a day? None of them! Modern health rations dictate each man must be on a minimum 2,000 to 2,500 calories just to keep him going, keep his body functions normal. If he's an athlete or military man, he could have over 4,000 calories a day. What would feed one of these men on average today, in my day, would feed 3 or 4. They fed them on purpose. They're half-starved. When you are half-starved, your mind is more alert. You pay attention and you do what you're told. When your belly is full, you are complacent and you don't care. There are a lot of full bellies here today, aren't there? Some more than others. We go into battle today, half hour in, we have to stop, have a tea break and a donut. In the old days, you are half-starved. Your body is lean. You are lean, mean, fighting machine. With the drill and training and the brutality of the military system, the redcoat is the most feared fighting adversary on the battlefields of Europe. You drill and practice with live ammunition. You end up quicker and better shots than your enemies, and they know it. They fear the redcoat, especially when you put your bayonets onto your weapon, because they don't like it. It started in the middle of the 18th century. It's part of the drill for these men. Now we are going to march. Marching around to the cannon, simple. To get you in a marching position, I will give you the order. Company to your right face. When you hear that order, pivot as you are standing on the heel of your right foot and the ball of your left foot. Turn 90 degrees, face the wall there. Simple drill, gentlemen. Are you understanding simple drill?
Yes, Sergeant.
Disobey my orders and I can have you flogged! Cat and nine tails across your bare back. Fortunately for you, Jersey Heritage won't issue me with a cat and nine tails. Taking the gun-handled weapons, no flogging allowed. Apparently, if you get beaten across your back with a cat and nine tails, you complain and you don't want to come back. Some of you might, I've heard about those types. But most of you would be upset, so we're not going to do it today. But that would be the potential threat. Anything you do that is wrong in my eyes, I can have you flogged at a whim. New recruits! To your left, face! We have the problem with us. We have thinking men amongst us. You are thinking about the instructions, you are disobeying orders. I can have you all flogged. You turned the wrong way more than half. It'll be a long afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Any ladies wishing to flog their own husbands, £5, you can have a go later. That would be cruel, wouldn't it? They're new recruits. I can let you off. It's good fun, little man. As your drill sergeant, I don't have to have you flogged. It might involve a court martial and paperwork. I will simply fine you. If you turned your wrong way, I fine you a penny. Made one mistake and I fine you a penny. How many men turned the wrong way? Over a dozen. Loads of money. That money goes straight into my pocket as your drill sergeant. You are paying for my booze and sumptuous food when I go on leave. You're going to be hard up. I'm going to be filling my belly and toasting you. You cannot pay me today. You haven't been paid. You won't be paid for a fortnight as new recruits. So I will charge you interest on that penny. How much? 100%. Tuppence you owe me. 2 weeks' wage on one mistake. Harsh, isn't it?
Yes,
Is it effective? It is. Flogging is a punishment. You may get round that. You may be hard and tough. But a fine stops you entertaining yourself on your day off. Shore leave. 1 fortnight, 8 hours shore leave. Go and spend your money. Spend it on tobacco and booze and loose women. Any money left over, you're going to waste completely, aren't you? That's the way it works. I'll let you off the fine as long as you do this next manoeuvre without error. Is that clear?
Yes, Sergeant.
My next order will be company about face. Pay attention. Will be company about turn, as a matter of fact. About turn pivots you on the heel of your right foot and the ball of your left foot around 180 degrees. You face completely the other way. Never turn on your left foot. It is disrespectful to your king and country to spin on your left foot. British Army, we spin on the right. Is that clear?
Yes, Sergeant.
New recruits, about turn. Give them a big round of applause. Now, please stand aside, good people. These men are going to march. We're not taking them 50 times around the parade area this afternoon. We're taking you straight across the face of this building. We're going to march off on our left foot. Who knows left from right now? Yes. What's his face is there? To give you a clue, I'm shouting at you from the left side. When I say march, you're right. Sort myself out now, can I have a flogging? Your left foot advances 1 normal pace. Your right foot overtakes your left foot. You are marching with your arms by your side, chin up and shoulders back. You go in a straight line. Parallel to this building. You, sir, go in line with the archway to the left, showing the staircase with no door. Yeah. When we get near the entrance, yes, Sergeant,
Yes,
thank you.
Sergeant.
Yes. Well, bash it straight away. Or another penny. Harsh, but effective. When we get to to the corner of the building. I will issue the order. Company to your left, wheel! When you hear that order, do not stop marching. Advance forward, left, right, but incline your body in a steady turn around to the left, so through the bollards and out through the arch. Remember, keep your spacings between yourselves and your comrades even. Visitors, follow on. These men are marching to the guns. We have the cannon ready to fire very shortly. Company, by the left, quick, march, left, 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 right, left. Company, halt! I did say quick march, not slow amble. Pick the pace is left, 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 right, left. That's a quick march. Is that clear? Yes, Sergeant. Is that clear? Yes, Sergeant. Company, by the left, quick march, left, 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 right, left. Nice marching pace, follow on. Keep going, you are across the hole. Go through the tunnel, across the bridge and march along the road. Not too far off the road. Hold your shoulders, open up. You sir, get your hands out of your pockets. Do that man, why are you not marching? You are late on the parade. Iconic. May join in if you wish. Probably not. This is the gatehouse that survived the English Civil War. It's the oldest part of the lower ward. In 1723 they made this doorway wider. It used to be much narrower. You'll notice this if you look at the stonework. The walls are rushed stone and the archway is carved stone. Put into square, rectangular, regular shape. Keep up the pace. They're doing well, aren't they? It's on pace, good, isn't it? Company, halt, stand where you are. To your left, face. To your right, press. All the thinking there. Yes. It's simple drill, but it works. Chins up, shoulders back, arms by your sides, look intelligent and await further order. Pushing a bit and looking intelligent, really, aren't we today? New recruit, stand at ease, feet apart, hands behind your back, look intelligent and await further orders. That was good, wasn't it? Should we go back and do it again? Oh, we've not enjoyed it that much then. Come out to a historic venue. You want to read about the history. You want to take in the historic atmosphere. You are the history. You are redcoats. British infantry, fearless on the battlefield. The brutality and the punishment of the British military system turns you into robots. You obey orders. You stand in line. On the battlefield, you break into two ranks, filling up the gaps. You will stand against your enemy, firing your muskets, and for the most part, defeating your enemy with superior firepower and rate of fire. You are the most disciplined and best trained infantry on the theatre of war in Europe. Give a big round of applause, eh? But I'm going to fire a cannon. I need at least 6 volunteers to help me man this cannon. Only in Jersey, volunteers from the members of the public get a chance to get up close and personal and manoeuvre a real cannon. It's a dangerous job. Join the artillery and your wage will double. Your stoppages will not. You're better off as a gunner. Ooh, say it. Ooh. The trouble is, the danger of the job results in the fact that you won't live as long as a gunner. On average, you'll be dead by the time you're 45, 48. As a civilian working hard on a farm, working in industry, your body's worn out by the time you're 45, 48 anyway, so you will peg it at that age. Join the army, most of you would live to be above 50, up to 55 years of age on average. It's a better life in the army, you're better looked after, brutally looked after, but you are better fed and better cared for. So by joining the army today, you've extended your lives, haven't you? Are you happy about that? Yes, Sergeant. That's the right answer. Right, I need volunteers to be gunners. Raise your hand to be an artilleryman now. 1, 2, 3. It was too many. How many we got? Where are they? Keep your hand up. You men with your hands raised, you are artillerymen. When I dismiss you, meet me by the rope. I will deploy you as gunners and explain how to fire a real cannon this afternoon. Well done, stay in position. You cannot join the artillery and you cannot become a civilian till I dismiss you from King's service as redcoats. I will call you to attention in a moment. You will stand up straight, get your hands out of your pockets. 12 lashes, swallow. That's fine. Oh, yeah. Brutal but fair, isn't it? Show respect for King's service, you see. When you're at attention, I'm going to issue the order, company dismissed. When you hear that order, perform one final right face, stand for 2 seconds, 1, 2, and your military service is finished this afternoon. You are civilians, unless you volunteered, you become gentlemen volunteer gunners. You are rather informal as gunners. I'll explain to you the process, very short. Got a little bit more work to do. New recruits! Attention! Chins up! Shoulders back! Get those bellies in, please. Ladies, take your photographs quickly. The bellies won't stay in. Company, new recruits, dismissed. Big round of applause. Military precision.
Yay.
Gentlemen, fine display. I'll go so far as to say one of the best displays this year. Absolute precision. Right, how many have we got? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is good. First 2 men across, down the stairs, carefully, across the central rope, dangerous rope, trip hazard. First 2 men across, stand against the stone wall, about the middle, stand with your backs towards the stone wall, stand at ease. Next 3 men, this side, that side of the rope, go across the rope, is a trip hazard, mind how you go, stand against that concrete wall. Walk, keep going, that's good. Next 3 men, get your hands out of your pocket. This side of the central rope, stand at ease. Give these brave artillery volunteers a big round of applause. They may not be here to get it later on. Oh, dangerous job being a gunner. Oh yes, in the 18th century, these cannons could blow up without warning. In 1779, it happened in Elizabeth Castle. If you look at the end gun embrasures, the hole in the wall where the end cannon is near the bridge, you will notice the sill is cracked. Because there was an abortive French invasion of Jersey in 1779. There was another attempted attack where the French got on the island, but they were repelled by the British troops and the local militia. But in 1779, a French vessel sailed into the bay. The Grand Battery here. 15 4-ton guns, 24-pounders like the one in the museum. Fired upon that vessel. Your first shot is your aiming shot, your second shot is your ranging shot, your third shot as a gunner should be on target, you are doing damage. That French vessel did not wait for the second or third shot. It is fired upon, it realised it's in the wrong place to invade Jersey, it had to sail round with the other invading vessels in the abortive attempt to land on St. Juan's Bay. 1779, the end cannon exploded, killing 2 gunners. It could blow up without warning. One fault in the casting, one air bubble in the casting, one imperfection in the casting process, and you have a weak spot. This cannon could have blown up after 10 shots, 100 shots, 500, 800. No one knew. So as gunners, you fired that cannon not knowing whether that would be your last time of firing. That could be the end of your life. But that's the life in the 18th century. As I said before, wake up in the morning with your runny nose. By evening, you're in a coffin ready to be buried. That is the stark reality of life in the 18th century. Common colds, curable today, were fatal in those days. So death is all around, isn't it, in the old days? Pardon me if I sneeze upon it, won't it? For the most part, though, as a gunner, you practice, like the soldiers with their muskets, continually with live ammunition. You do not have to pay contributions towards your gunpowder because the amounts of gunpowder used compared to a musket are massive. This is a 6-pounder gun. It's a cannon cast 50 years ago to fire shot. They will not let us fire shot anymore from Elizabeth Castle. Why is that? Too dangerous. Health and safety rules, isn't it? Have you heard of health and safety? Yeah, of course you have. In the old days, when we used to fire shot from this cannon, that rock out there used to be pointed, much taller. Now your seagulls and the seabirds can sit on there and they are safe. In the old days, We practice with live ammunition constantly. We're the best gunners in the world. If you want to understand the ability of the gunner around the year 1781, get on your internet services with your digital technology. Look up the Siege of Gibraltar. It's going on. You will hear, or you will read about the skill of the gunners defending Gibraltar against overwhelming numbers of Spanish trying to take back Gibraltar. Control Gibraltar, you control the entrance to the Mediterranean. It is vital for Britain's services that they held Gibraltar. Read about the Siege of Gibraltar, you'll learn about the gunners in the 18th century and their skill. So, we're going to load these cannons today, and we haven't got a cannonball. These cannonballs are too big. This is a cannonball for a 24-pounder, that one's a 12-pounder, and this is a piece of stone. Won't go in these cannons, we could possibly fire it. The range of this gun is 1,200 yards. These cannons were in the castle, pointing across the beaches. Because as you stand below the walls of Elizabeth Castle, there are no blind spots. Anywhere you stand below Elizabeth Castle, you are fired upon by at least one gun on each side, on each flank. So if you are standing on the beach and you are an attacker, you are doomed. What are you? Doomed. Doomed, I tell you. That's why they didn't attack. Massive firepower. Short-range gun, range 1,200 yards, 1.1 kilometres, I've been told. Put this cannon on the front gate of Elizabeth Castle, on the batteries above the gate. It could fire a cannonball and it would hit the ferry as it came off the slipway on the other side, exactly 1,200 yards. So if the tide is clear and your enemy are on the island, if they try and get across the causeway when the tide's clear, 6 to 8 of these guns would blow them to pieces. So these are powerful cannons. They won't give us a shot, they give us the gunpowder though. So this being a real cannon, if we're loading it with gunpowder, you have to take certain precautions, don't you?
Yes.
You certainly do. Modern health and safety. We didn't have that in the 18th century. We used what is called common sense. You treat your weapon with respect. You carry out the sequences exactly, and you are safe, and your comrades are safe. Try and cut corners. Try and rush, and men and weapons will be destroyed and injured. So, what is in the cannon barrel? What's in the cannon barrel? Nobody knows. It was fired yesterday. It's been stood for 24 hours. I've not been stood against it, guarding it. We must assume there could be a blockage in the barrel. If we shut the gunpowder down, we may not be able to fire it, and if it did fire, it could damage us or the cannon. So we ensure the cannon barrel is clear. Good idea?
Yes.
Brilliant idea, common sense. What you need is a happy volunteer. You're a happy volunteer. Stand there, sir. Oh! Hold this tool, do not drop this tool, stay in position. Ladies and gentlemen, on a somewhat cloudy but brilliantly dry afternoon in Jersey, you see before you now what the gunners in the 18th century would call a worm. Not him. He is indeed the wormer. The worm is a stout pole with a double corkscrew device upon the end made of non-ferrous metal, which means it won't make sparks. As he shoves an iron tool down an iron barrel and there's gunpowder in there, what happens to him? Boom, he gets an early retirement spread across the beach in little pieces. Dangerous job. But your job is made worse by the fact you've got to tread over that rope. Mind how you go, step over the dangerous rope, place the worm into the muzzle. Mind that rope! Oh, we've got a quiz. Push it all the way down. You seen any of them? Oh, the clock house. We've got the clock house. We've got that, eh? We're doing well, we're doing well. No prizes though. You think they'd give us a prize, wouldn't you? Who's that? Anyone drop that? Right, little one. What, any help later? I'll give you £5 and I'll tell you where they are. Where was we? The worm will extract any debris left from the cannon after it's been fired. If we are in a battle situation, you fire your cannon and it must be wormed immediately before you reload. A trained artillery detachment could fire even the heaviest weapons 3 times in 2 minutes, reloading and firing accurately every 40 seconds. So you must carry out this action precisely. Push forward, slowly rotate, push all the way forward, rotate slowly 6 times in that position. You count to 6? 6 is good. to withdraw the worm, pull backwards, but lift my hand so my thumb goes above the barrel there. Pull backwards and pull upwards, yes. We must scrape the bottom of the barrel. Is that where the saying comes from? We're not sure. Because when you scrape the bottom of the barrel, you remove large debris from the cannon. Excellent. Pass the worm to me, sir. Over the dangerous road. Wormer goes back in position, gets a big round of applause. Worm has removed debris from the cannon. This debris can be small, it can be larger, as you see from the charred and blackened pieces round here, or it can be minute. The important thing is, if this cannon has just been fired, this debris is still burning and smouldering. If you want to put more gunpowder on top, it would be dangerous to put it on burning remnants, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got all the burning remnants there. The wormer has completed his task. There's nothing left in the barrel, is there? No. Is there? We don't know. During that worming action, these brittle bits of burnt residue conflate and fall off. So if we leave a bit of burning paper inside the barrel, we are still in mortal danger, aren't we?
Yes.
Absolutely. So the worm gets rid of the large debris, but to make the cannon totally safe, you need a second tool. You need a second happy volunteer. Stand there, sir, and smile. Hold this tool. Do not drop this tool. Stay in position. Ladies and gentlemen, on this brilliant, dry, sunny day, it's sunny above the clouds from the fog, yes? On this brilliant day in Jersey, you see before you now what the gunners in the old days would call a swab. Not him, he's the swabber. The swabber is a wooden pole with a sheep's fleece bound around the end. The bigger the cannon, the bigger and longer your tools. That swab must be dampened. Why, every cannon, in my day, 74 big guns, is an old-fashioned wooden bucket filled with water. Not so we can wash our mucky hands, so the swab can be dampened. This is vital. The swab must be placed in the imaginary bucket, made of wood, just there. Put it in and say, splish, splash, splosh.
Splish, splash, splosh.
You have dampened your swab nicely, sir. Take your dampened swab over the dangerous road. And there you go. The swab goes into the muzzle. You push it all the way down and hold it there. The dampened swab cools the barrel down after it's been fired. It keeps it safe. The dampened swab extinguishes remnants of burning paper left in the barrel after the worming. And vitally, the dampened swab extinguishes gunpowder residues. Gunpowder residues, after your gunpowder exploded, the waste product can glow red hot and stick inside the barrel for 30 minutes. So that has been made safe. To make it really safe, sir, grip the end there. Keep that grip, throw your body backwards, or your arms backwards. That's it, not that far, half that distance. Thrust forward, hard. Again. 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 You can stop. And in fact, keep going. It only takes 20 minutes to explain the next bit. The cannon barrel is made safe, but we have a hole in the barrel. This is our access point. It's the vent. It's the touch hole. Air is escaping through the vent. Is that good or bad?
Bad.
Very, very, very bad. Because who knows whether remnant of gunpowder residue or a bit of burning paper is in that vent. We are pushing air over it. We are not extinguishing it. We are feeding it, aren't we? 2 more thrusts, sir. Therefore, we must seal this vent. What you need is a third happy volunteer. You, sir, a third happy volunteer. Come in here. Stand 1 foot either side of the barrel, face the man there. God has given you a special tool with which to block the vent. You'll be pleased to know it's an index finger. You look very worried there, sir. Why wouldn't he use his thumb? His thumb is larger and you can get more pressure. Why would he not use his thumb? Because he needs his thumb. Small explosion, a flaring of residues of gunpowder, his thumb is blown apart or burned to a crisp. His military job is finished. He's thrown out of the army because he can't grip the tools. He can't count his pay or play cards. Worse still, we can't grip a glass when he wants a drink of booze. So you don't risk your thumb, you risk your index finger. Because if that's blown apart, there's another one there and another one there, and loads more on the other side. Block the vent, push hard as you can, thrust hard as you can 3 times. Not so easy, is it? Building up a pressure with a dampened swab and a vent sealed, that action is like a suction pump. It draws air out of the vent and the end of the cannon barrel, creating a vacuum. In a vacuum there is no oxygen, no air, therefore nothing can burn. Therefore, this cannon is safe. Is the cannon safe?
Yes.
It is entirely. Is the cannon safe? Yes. Take your finger off, sir. Is the cannon safe?
Yes.
No, it's not. He's took his finger off. 15 guns firing in sequence around us. Burning ash and sparks leave the vent uncovered. You've made the cannon safe, and one burning spark comes in, and we load, and we are dead. So this vetsman must keep his hand over here, or we place a piece of lead over. Is the cannon safe? It certainly is now. Vetsman, back in position. Your finger will be soiled. Wash it in the ablutions block later on. Hot running water and soap. On your way there, don't pick your nose because we'll see what you've been doing. Do good, sir. Withdraw the swab. You've worked hard. There's massive effort. Pass that tool to me and cross the rope carefully. Mind, there you go. Give him a big round of applause. Well done. This action must be carried out efficiently within a matter of seconds, but disregard any of those actions and men could be killed and the weapon could be damaged. We can now be sure our cannon is safe to load. Gunpowder, being dangerous as it is locked away safely in our wall safe. We have a large charge, £1, 500 grams of coarse grain gunpowder inside this wall safe. Imagine if that's a firework. A lot of gunpowder in there. It's in a paper tube. In the 18th century, they didn't put the gunpowder into metal tubes as they did in the 19th and 20th century. It's in a paper tube in my day, glued at the bottom, tied at the top. That's why you get residues of burning paper in the cannon, because the paper glued area is denser and it doesn't burn away completely when your cannon's fired. Place your charge into your muzzle. Well and good. We are now safe, aren't we? To fire our cannon, we must push the charge down to the vent, the touch hole, yes?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. We deploy the final tool in the rack, the ramrod. I cannot ask for gentlemen volunteers to handle this tool because it is deemed too dangerous. Members of the public could be injured because once you introduce gunpowder in your barrel and insert this tool known as the ramrod, you're filling it with ammunition. This is a dangerous situation. Note, I do not stand in front of the muzzle of the cannon, the open end of the cannon. Why? Because I ain't daft. Real gunpowder in the barrel, ramrod goes in, risk your right arm each day for this job. Standing behind the muzzle, I am safe. If there's an explosion, my body is safe. But, should there be an explosion at this point, the ramrod flies high speed that way. If I'm gripping the ramrod, my arm is torn off my body. I am still alive, but I'm standing here relatively harmless, if you find that whole joke. Compression is necessary. Air within the gunpowder particles weakens the explosive force. You ram your charge tight. Now you would ram the cannonball on top with a bit of packing known as wadding. Could be old clothing, rags, could be shredded rope, could be turf, could be straw or hay. As long as it's compactable, your cannonball compacts tight onto the gunpowder with no air gaps, you have maximum firepower. But we do not need the wadding, do we? Because we haven't got a cannonball. I have asked and they refuse. Apparently upsets the fishing fraternity or the gentlemen sailors as they go past. You put a cannonball over their head at high speed. They don't like that. Our cannon is almost ready to be primed and fired. But to fire safely, it's got to point over the wall. The explosive force when the cannon's fired exits at 90 degrees as well as going forwards. So if you are forward of this cannon barrel when it fires, the sound wave from here would bounce off the walls, possibly amplified, and blow your eardrums, damage your eardrums. And the shock wave could actually damage blood vessels inside your head and your workings in your abdominal cavity. So to be safe, we pull the gun forward over the wall. Don't we, gentlemen? Yes. Well, I don't, you do. Pay attention. My order will be make ready. You three men on each side, you men have done your duty, stay in position. We'll come forward and take up the ropes. When I say make ready, you will come forward, hold the ropes in front of your belly like so, your two hands, bellies pointing towards the cannon. You're on the outside of the rope, is that clear?
Yes!
Very good. First man stand behind the muzzle. Common sense, health and safety, gunners make ready. That's it, take your time. First man, stay behind that muzzle. Rest of you spread out evenly along. If I said heave ho, pull the cannon out now, you would grip that rope 2 hands, throw your bodies back, you would move this 1 ton, 1,000 kilogram cannon forward nicely. Trouble is, you would end up probably running out of room, tripping over one another, falling over and injuring yourselves. Jersey Heritage does not want you to fall forward and injure yourselves, particularly banging your heads against the floor. Why? It hurts. That's a good one. That's a brilliant one. Health and safety. Common sense, you don't risk. Also, litigation, paperwork. It'd be a nightmare, wouldn't it? In fact, it's none of that. Look at them. The hard-headed lot of men as I've ever seen volunteer. They fell over today with their hard heads onto my slab. They could damage those antique granite slabs. Replacement costs would be massive. Nigel, you stand a little bit closer to that gentleman there. As you are standing, spread your legs as wide as you can. Your feet will not move from that position. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It's a fixed position to hold the gun. When I say heave, you grip the rope one-handed. Your choice, left or right. One hand only grips the rope, your other hand is loose. You pull on the rope, leaning forward, and the rope goes past your body. Once your arm touches your body, your other arm grips, and the first hand lets go. It's alternate pulling action, fixed position. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
If you let that cannon stop, you are pulling a dead weight, a mass of over 1 ton, 1,000 kilograms. You are working harder. If you are rapid, it keeps rolling forward to the wall. So the quicker you are, the easier the task, as a matter of fact. Gunners, make ready. 2-6 heave. Pull the gun forward now. All the way forward. Keep going. Cease. Drop the ropes. Step over those dangerous ones, those lethal coils. Go back to your position. You worked hard. That was very efficient. Well done. Give a big round of applause. We can now fire over the wall. Only now do we prime that cannon to fire. Why did we not prime our cannon to fire beforehand?
Dangerous.
In case it goes off. Common sense, health and safety. If you are loaded with shot and your cannon fires and the cannonball goes that way, what does your cannon do? It recoils back 6 to 8 feet, over 1.8 metres. If it's a 4-ton gun and it shoots back in a split second and you're trying to haul it forward when it goes off, what happens to your fingers and their arm and your arm? Your arm is torn out of your sockets, your fingers are cut straight off of your body. The lash of the rope going back could cut a man in half. So you do not prime your weapon until it is forward. It is set on target, it is primed and fired. Remember, they are firing these cannons rapidly, 3 times in 2 minutes. To get full effect, you pierce the charge inside your barrel with a brass or copper pin. Why brass or copper? To avoid a spark. Minimum risk, maximum safety. Gunpowder, as priming powder, is very fine. It's highly explosive. You don't put it in a paper tube. It's too dangerous. It's in a powder horn. Flameproof, waterproof, and it acts like a funnel. The vent is tiny. 8mm across, 3/8 of an inch. Minimum risk, maximum safety. We are in control all the time. No accidents are possible if you take your time and apply common sense. Now, we just get a box of matches. Good idea? No. Surely. I've got a box of matches. I strike a match, I could fire the cannon with a match, couldn't I? Yes. Would I be happy about it? No. Because if the cannon's firing shot, it recoils, and the recoil sends the cannon crushing my legs and body, ruins a good uniform. But as soon as that gunpowder there heats up, burning over 600 degrees centigrade in the vent, it incinerates my finger, cooks the flesh on my hand down to the bone. So I uncover the vent, stand here with a box of matches, and I will flick matches at the vent. Much safer, not effective. You need control, you need precise control. That comes in the form of my stick. This tool I have here is a linstock. Got brass and copper fittings in case it is dropped in this area, no accidental sparks. The match itself is a specially treated rope soaked in a chemical solution including potassium nitrate. Soak it overnight, dry it out the next day. Not in a heat source, you dry it out in the open air, in the wind and the sun. When the rope is dry and it's treated, you light it and it burns hot without a flame. The chemicals produce heat but no flame. So you're not going to set fire to anything unless you need to. It burns at a rate of 1 inch every 5 minutes, 25 millimetres every 5 minutes. This rope is about 18 inches long, therefore how long will it burn? Any mathematicians here? No, you're on holiday. You've turned off your thinking brain, you're relaxed. I can tell you, once lit, this rope will burn for over 1.5 hours. This cannon can be fired 3 times in 2 minutes. That is a lot of firepower with one burning bit of rope. All you've got to do is light it. In the old days, they had lanterns prepared near the batteries, maintained a light 24 hours a day in case your enemy attacked without warning. I haven't got a lantern. I've got a special safety ignition device, approved by the States of Jersey Health and Safety Board, issued by Jersey Heritage to me. One of them. 4 for a pound, I've been told. Poundland. Ultimate in control. Flick. Flame. Let go, no flame, no sparks. We have precision. Light it in here, away from the breeze, and you get a spectacular effect, I don't think. The rope is burning, but it does not produce the flame, but it is burning hot, deceptively hot. Blow upon it, you're introducing oxygen. Once the chemicals are heated up, they produce their own oxygen. It burns steadily, but it burns very hot. Blow upon it, you're introducing more oxygen, it glows red hot. Now we can fire the cannon. First, request, if you like what you see today, shortly I'll be firing the musket. I'll make an announcement in the central area. What's the time, please?
1:20 past.
I've overrun my apologies, that's the way it goes. If you want history, you can't peg it down to a time scale. The management want me to fire the cannon around 1 o'clock, my apologies, it's running a bit late. I hope you appreciate the demonstration you get. You will not get this demonstration anywhere else in Europe, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. So, if you like what you see, put a comment when you leave in the visitors book. The comment book is down in the reception there, inside or outside. Put a comment in there, leave your initials, say roughly what you like about the castle. If you want to complain about the castle, use that comments book. Yes? Yes! Be sure. Print the nature of your comment clearly. Print your full name and address where you normally live very, very, very clearly. No complaints department will be in touch. When you get home about 4 AM one day, one man with a barrel of gunpowder and a burning slow match, we never get 2 complaints from the same person. It works all right, ladies and gentlemen. But seriously, if you want to complain, complain in full. When I put the slow match, hang on, I forget the other bit. I'm getting old, you see, can't help it. Can I ask you, beg your indulgence for a small donation? Jersey Heritage is a charity. We do not own these sites. We run them as a charity for the states of Jersey. There's a lot of work needs doing. Only this year they got it into the idea, they'll give us more money, we can do more restoration. They estimated years ago it would cost 12 million for a full restoration, as they did with Goree Castle. My latest estimate's up to 20 million for full access to all these buildings returned to their original state. You can help us out as little history because we burned £2,500 of gunpowder, £2,500 value of gunpowder a year. A little coin in there helps us provide that gunpowder. It also helps us provide the uniforms, the equipment we need to fire the muskets, etc. Little coins, they all go in there. Thank you very much, they add up. If you can put a bigger coin, a pound note or a pound coin, we say thank you very much. Some people get really generous. Last week a gentleman left a tenner as a donation. We were amazed. I've told my commanding officer, and he has said today, anyone puts a tenner in there, if you want to put a tenner in there, don't do it. Bring it to me. Hand over a tenner, that cannon will be yours if you can get it on the ferry. Forever. Bargain day. We're ready to give fire almost. There's no one on the beach. We go. Absolutely. When the cannon goes bang, it will be loud. In a moment, I will say cover your ears. Cover your ears with the flat of your hands. They are well protected, and the cannon will fire. But burning debris, some of those sparks and ash may blow back on the breeze against us as we stand here. If the debris lands upon your clothing, brush it off quickly. No harm will occur. The problem is, you ladies, you have thicker and longer hair than the gentlemen. You're not wearing hats. The hot ash goes onto your head and your scalp heats up. Please do not panic. Count to 3, you'll get a free perm, no spritz, no castle, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone got a birthday today? Anyone with a wedding anniversary today? Anyone had a birthday in the last year? Dedicate the firing list. You get a 1 gun salute today if it's your birthday or wedding anniversary, but we're going to fire the cannon. to celebrate you people for coming here on what could potentially have been a bad day. But it's a good day. It's dry enough to fire the cannon. Ladies and gentlemen, cover your ears. Give him fire immediately. Give fire. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may notice smoke coming from the vent. If we wish to reload this cannon and survive, it must be wormed. It must be swabbed with the vent covered swiftly so we can fire upon our enemy. The residues will stay burning in there for 15 to 20 minutes. No problem. But we did not get recoil. If we have no recoil, we must hold the cannon back manually, gently. Therefore, if you pulled the gun forward, make ready now. It's not finished yet. Gentlemen, come into this central area against this rope as I hold it up. Face the cannon, spread along the rope. Now you can hold two-handed and adjust your foot position. You are falling on one hand, you're backwards on my order. Gunners, make ready, heat! Again, make ready, heat! 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 Once more, gentlemen. Heat! Cease, drop the ropes. Give these brave men, all of them, a big round of applause. They volunteered for the artillery this afternoon and they have survived to tell the tale. Through health and safety, common sense. However, you pulled the gun forward, can you check the end of your arms? Heritage is not responsible for the loss of any minor body parts if you volunteer to haul the gun forward. Make sure you are complete. Many thanks, sir. Most generous. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, within 10 minutes I shall be out with the flintlock musket. I've got to check it first, same as we check the cannon. And I will demonstrate how a flintlock musket works, how effective it was on the battlefields of Europe and around the world, and why the British Army used it for well over